Hello friends, in this video I am going to talk about milling operation and various type of milling, the aspects what are required, the formulas required to perform a milling operation effectively. So this is going to be presented in the form of PPT. I will be going through the PPT, also narrating it on side by side so that we understand thoroughly. Okay. Now welcome to the milling basic. So there is a theoretical aspect of, let us see theoretical aspect of the milling. So in this case, the cutter, rotating cutter is passed on to the workpiece so that material is removed. So you look at the definition of the milling. The milling is the process of machining using rotary cutter to remove material by advancing the cutter into the workpiece. So this is the definition of milling, just to get the theory, right? And you can see the milling machine here. This is nothing but a end mill cutter, which makes some kind of form, some pockets, and various shapes. Normally, in a milling operation, there are many shapes comes into picture. So number of cutters required to perform a particular operation is more. So the tool is being changed in the machine automatically, which is called automatic tool changer. And then the various operations like a pocket milling or wall all can be initiated, maybe drilling, tapping, all can come with the various type of tools. Oh, and this is CNC system, and you can see the milling performed inside, which could be normally 3-axis, 4-axis, 5-axis kind of machines. So we can see the entire CNC machining center here. Now we can look at the CNC operation very close. You see how the rotating cutter is passed into the component. You know, amount of material be removed in the component, you can see it. It is enormous. Now let us come to terminologies. In this particular video, we are talking about metric system. It means to say we talk about only millimeters, meters, Newton, Pascal kind of thing, not inches. Okay. In the manufacturing, the first foremost important parameter is cutting speed, which is nothing but a surface speed. In the milling, it is the tip of the cutter which really where the cutting is taking place, which is nothing but a diameter of the cutter, right? Then the next one is the spindle speed, which is derived out of the cutting speed. Okay, where normally cutting speed and feed are recommended by the cutting tool manufacturer. Okay. Now, this is the basic cutting speed formula, which every engineer must know. Even at the midnight, if you wake up and ask them, they should know, because this is a fundamental formula required for any manufacturing. Cutting speed equal to pi d n by 1000. This 1000 is nothing but this is to convert the millimeter into meters, because cutting speed comes in meter per minute and diameter comes millimeter. So that is why 1000 comes into picture. N is nothing but RPM. With this formula, once the cutting speed is given by the supplier of the tool, we can always find a spindle RPM or a cutter RPM, and then we can fit into the machine, right? And there are two types of feed in the milling. One is linear feed. Linear feed is nothing but the rate in which the cutter is getting into the component. That is nothing but a millimeter per minute. Rotational feed is the tip of the cutter, how much it advances into the component in one revolution. Normally, there will be a number of pockets of 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, depends upon the diameter of the cutter. So that's why the number of inserts in a cutter also is a very important factor to find a linear feed. Linear feed has got a relationship between the rotational speed and rotational feed. Okay. So now linear feed equal to revolution by minute, mm per revolution into number of pockets in that, which gives the linear feed. Okay, and this formula you can understand it by logic. Don't try to understand by memorizing it, then it will mislead you. Okay, be careful about it. Now you can see the milling operation, how it has been passed into that. The cycle time you can calculate based on how much the cutter has gone into the component. That's how we have to calculate the cycle time. Now, cycle time is equal to distance traveled, how much distance the cutter has traveled inside the component divided by linear feed of the set linear feed what we have on this. So, cycle time is equal to mm divided by linear feed here, which has been resolved in this way. Millimeter will get cancelled and minutes is the formulation of that. So, this is how we have to understand the formula. Don't again memorize it. It will mislead you again. Okay. You can see there are various types of milling cutters, and this is nothing but a face milling operation where the face of the component has been machined. Now you can say it will not give a good surface finish on the sides. Only on the base will give a real cutting. You can see how the cutting is taking place, how the chips come out of the component. You can see very clearly right here. This is the shoulder milling cutter, wherein the sides are machined effectively. Okay, wherein the sides are more side as well as bottom can be machined. This animation, you can also see the reality here. The next immediately will come now. Now you can see this is the shoulder milling cutter, which machine on the sides and also create the bottom. You can see the 90-degree shape has been created. You can see how the cutting is taking place. Okay, this is the end mill cutter. End mill to make a small pockets and some small finishes. Accuracy is more accuracy can be achieved much better in this. More flexible here actually. Okay. Now you can see that cutter has been passed on the end, on the sides to finish the surface of the component. Now this is something profile milling cutters. These profile, you can see the shape of the cutter on the shape on the cutter, and you can see that this is the T slot which is being formed with the. We can see the profile here. The profiles are formed because the inserts and tips are in that same profile. You can see that. Okay. Now let us come to power calculation. Now in the milling power calculation, the power kilowatt equal to depth of AP is depth of cut. A is the contact length of the cutter. How many pockets or what is the percentage of the cutter diameter is engaged at any point of time, and the linear feed mm per minute, and Kc is the material constant for a specific cutting force divided by 6 crore into efficiency. So this is the formula. Now you can understand logically, like depth of cut is normally we use it on a milling cutter, and then how many cutters are the width, how much is engagement that determines the power of the spindle, so that we can remind how much the width of the cutter, and the linear feed. Normally we normally milling all put on a linear feed only, and then the cutting force, the constant, we can talk about it. So this is going to give you the power when you calculate how much power required on the machine. Okay. To make the formula simple and more effective, I can recommend certain values for Kc. For free cutting steel, 1600 megapascal can be taken for a free cutting EN1A or EN8. Kc value for low carbon steel could be 1800 megapascal. K value for medium carbon steel and alloy steel could be 2000 megapascal. Kc value for through hardened steel or tough steel could be 2200, 2400, like that. Materials like EN19, EN31, which are difficult to machine. So these are the recommended value. This is not accurate value, but these values are sufficient enough to understand, calculate the power in our shop floor for our day-to-day activity, which is effective. Okay. Now power and torque relationship. So this is the power and this is the torque. We should know what the torque is coming out of the milling machine, so that we don't exceed the torque which is available on the spindle or a motor, right? So power equal to 2 pi nt by 60,000 n. N is nothing but RPM, and Tc is the power in Newton meter. Okay. So once we know the power, we can always calculate torque, which torque is very much required to assess the capacity and capability of the machine. Second, once you know the torque is equal to force into distance. So we know the diameter, radius of the diameter cutter is nothing but a distance. So at what distance from the center the force is applied. So once you know the force in Newton meter, then we know by applying the safety factor how much clamping force required to clamp the component, so the component will not come out while cutting is taking place. So this is how we calculate and arrive at for effective milling. Okay. Now I explained about the various aspects of milling, various types of milling, the formula required. I request the engineers to go through this video several times to understand this and then start applying it. Only then you will be able to find the effectiveness of this video. Okay. Thank you so much.